Hello, welcome to a Not So Awesome review. Today we're looking at the Marvel Legends Mysterio action figure, part of the Molten Man Build-A-Figure wave, and I gotta say, right off the bat, this is probably one of the best, one of my favorite figures released so far this year, and that's saying a lot because we got some X-Men this year, and we're getting more X-Men, so we'll see how that goes. But this Mysterio, they did such a good job. They went above and beyond with this figure, and I'm gonna tell you right now, if you see it, if you're thinking about getting it, if you're looking up a review really quick because it's on Amazon, you're kind of debating it, get it. He is selling out. He is a little bit more difficult to find than the rest of the wave, him and Scorpion. So definitely pick this guy up, and we'll talk about Scorpion maybe tomorrow. We'll see. We're going to try and fit him in somewhere. But this Mysterio, articulation-wise, amazing. Detail-wise, amazing. You know, my only minor gripe is that there's a little paint chippage on the gold around his back-ish a little bit, but it's not even a part that you normally see if he's just standing up straight, so I really can't complain. And there's a little bit of gold spray on the lower legs that you can't really see because the boots are in the way, and yeah. But before we get into all of that, talk accessories, he does come with a pair of open hands and a pair of fists, and that's about it. No Jake Gyllenhaal head, which would have been amazing. I don't know why they didn't do that. Like, that would have been so good. I would have loved it. Probably wouldn't have looked like him anyway, but you know, one can dream. Again, no other head or anything. And I will say, head-wise, the most annoying thing about this figure, aside from the cape kind of being a little bit floppy, which isn't a bad thing, I'm just saying that it's, you know, it flows around a lot when you're moving with it or messing with it. But the head does pop off really easily. Actually, when I popped him out of the packaging in the plastic, his head stayed behind. So that could just be mine, but I'm going to assume that's everybody's. I don't know. You guys can let me know. But yeah, his head pops off pretty easily. Not super easily to the point where it's very annoying and it's a deal breaker, just enough to the point where it's somewhat inconvenient. But it does not affect the figure in his articulation and his amazement in any way. I'm going to put that out there right now. And yeah, detail-wise, he is covered with sculpt work almost completely, head to toe. He has all that line work on his body. He has that armor, which looks really good. The green painted on the armor, really nice, really shiny. The gold on him, really nice. Again, shiny, looks really good on the helmet, on the cape, on the upper legs. I will say that the gold on the forearm pieces and the boots aren't as shiny. It's more of that mustardy gold, but again, it's still not bad at all. It's just, it's such a good fig. Did I mention? And when I say they went above and beyond, let me pick him up, bring him a little bit closer. You guys can see they did the sculpt work on the inner arm right there for the joint. It actually has the lines, and they did paint the gold on there on that. And I believe if you turn him around, they even painted the gold on the joints down there. So yeah, the only places you're going to see smooth is right here on the back of the legs and under the arms. That's it. Everywhere else, sculpted work looks amazing. The gold, like I said, it looks really good. The cape, really, really soft material. Really soft, flowy plastic. You can see he does have this print on the back, and it is lined up pretty good. I would say that that's pretty centered. Although I feel like, you know, the way this is curving, shouldn't this be curving too? Because the cape is curving. I don't just... Instead of going straight down, shouldn't they be going a little bit... I don't know, that's just me, but I feel like they should be going sideways. Even the inside of the cape. Again, painted green in there, and then detail work, some line work on there. So, like, they didn't even have to do that. I mean, imagine, they didn't have to do that. Most companies, I feel like, are usually, they wouldn't go ahead and paint the green in there or do the sculpt work, but they did it. And for a $20 figure, they did it. It's awesome. It's really good. Again, even with the paint and the sculpt work on the joints of the arms, that's amazing. That's awesome. I love it. The helmet, right there, the fishbowl, really nice, pearlescent, purplish white color, really shiny, glistens in the light. Looks awesome. Again, it pops off really easily. But that's just, it's an inconvenience. It's not a deal breaker. The gold on the cape, even painted, looks good. A little bit of purple coming through, but not bad. A little bit of paint chippage, on mine anyway, back here. But again, not too big of a deal considering the cape's covering that most of the time. Yeah, so let's get into the articulation. And again, he's such a good figure. He does have a joint right there on the neck. You can see how easy that came off, by the way. So that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, he can Let me make sure I can get this in frame. He can look up. He can look down really well. He can pivot side to side really well. Let's see if I can get him a little bit more in focus. Pivot side to side, look left and right, basically all the way around, especially with how loose that joint is. Again, that's what I mean by the cape kind of flows around a little bit too much, but once you get him posed and everything, it's not a big deal. His arm can go up. You know, let's just move that and see if we can keep the head on at least. His arm can go up that much. Can spin all the way around. Of course, the cape will get in the way of that one. Spin upper bicep. Double jointed elbows, which go basically all the way in. That is amazing. I absolutely love that. Wrist swivel and hinge. Upper diaphragm can lean back that much. Lean forward that much, which isn't too good, but it's still, with everything else considering, it's not bad at all. Can pivot side to side and rotate left and right, so it's really good. Does give you a nice amount of options. No waist swivel. We just have that diaphragm joint, which I'm 100% okay with. His leg can kick forward that much, and it kicks straight. Look at that. Look at that. Line it up a little bit if you want to get it better, but yeah, right there. Straight kick. Looks awesome. Can't really kick back. Upper thigh rotation. Mine's a little bit hard, but that's not really an issue. Double jointed knee. That does really good. And ankle can move up, back a lot, and he does have a good amount of ankle pivot. And yeah, it's a good figure. It's a good figure. I can't really stress that enough, that it is that good of a figure, that I love it that much. Anyways, let's move on to some size comparisons. Okay, so first and foremost here, he is next to his comic book counterpart. You can see they're not even the same body mold. There's really nothing shared in between these two guys at all. The fishbowl is completely different sizes. Capes completely different. Bodies different. The masks on the arms and everything, shape different. They're smaller on the MCU one, and even the hand armor pieces completely different. It's a completely different figure, and that's awesome that they didn't go back and try to reuse the comic book one. Again, looks really good, and funny enough, even though they're really different, the one on the maybe it doesn't come across on camera. Speaking problems, I know, as well. They're about the same height. I know the other one looks a little bit bigger. Comic book Mysterio is a lot bulkier. Mine is having issues standing just because, again, he has loose joints. His arms look longer and everything. I don't know. The one on the left, MCU, is actually winning right here. It's amazing. Did I say it's amazing? It's amazing. And because I don't have any of the other Spider-Man MCU figures, here he is next to the Homecoming Spider-Man. You can see that Mysterio is a little bit taller than him. I want to say that the new Spider-Man might actually be taller than this one, if I'm remembering my conversation with one of my friends. Don't quote me on that, but you can see the size different and everything. Body-wise and everything, they work. Obviously, they look good together, and yeah. And lastly, here he is next to the Mezco 1/12 scale Black Suit Spider-Man. You can see here Spider-Man is a bit taller than him, but body mass-wise and everything, they pretty much fit together pretty well. So I really do have to hand it to Hasbro here. They did an amazing job with this figure. Some of the poses you can get, really, really good. This one right here, I love it. The range on the elbows, everything, the ankle pivot, the body, the head, all of it comes out. And it gives you so many options that I didn't know I wanted until I was messing with this figure, and it's great. It is great. I have no complaints other than, a few minor paint issues here and there. It's an amazing figure, and I highly recommend it. Again, he has been selling out, so if you see him out in the wild for retail, definitely pick him up before he kind of just disappears. I really don't have much else to say here. It's a great figure. Pick it up. Probably one of the best articulated figures of the year, in my opinion. Hasbro-wise, obviously, we're not going to be talking imports, but even there, I think they did an amazing job. So take that for what it will. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, you know what to do, and I will see you all later. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.